Welcome to Ms. Brandt's 5th grade Everyday Math Review. In this video, we're going over lesson 6.8, which is estimating decimal products and quotients. And for our first sample problem, we're going to look at 355 and 488 thousandths divided by 27 and 6/10. On your home link, they give you a problem and then they give you two possible answers. And based on your estimate, you're going to figure out which answer is the correct one. So for division, I like to start with the divisor first, and I'm going to round that, and I'm going to round it to the greatest place. So the 2 is in the tens place, so we can look to the 7. The 7 is higher than 5, so the 3 is going to round up. So 27 and 6/10 rounded to the nearest 10 will be 30. Now that I've rounded this one, I'm going to use, look at the first digit here, 3, and I'm going to look at the first two spots here. The closest I can get to 35, that's a multiple of 3, is 36. So I could think of this as 360. Or I could even drop this down and think of it as 300. But for this particular one, I'm going to stay with 36. So I'm going to have 36 divided, or excuse me, 360 divided by 30. That's my estimate. So I'm going to rewrite that over here. So I have 360 divided by 30. I know that 36 divided by 3 is 12. So 36 divided by 3 is 12. And since both numbers have a 0, I can cancel those out. That's the same as dividing by 10. So since there's no zeros left, 360 divided by 30 is 12. So with my estimate being 12, that helps me know that 12 and 88 hundredths is going to be my correct answer for this particular problem. Okay, let's try a multiplication one. So this time we have 45 and 7/10, and we're going to multiply that by 8.5, or 8.5. And for this one, I'm going to round both of these to the greatest place again. So 45 and 7/10, we round that to the nearest 10. Again, we can look at the number to the right. The magic number is 5, so if it's 5 or higher, the 4 rounds up. So 45 and 7/10 rounded to the nearest 10 is 50. 8 and 5/10, 8 is in the ones place. So again, we'll look here and we have another 5. So the 5 tells the 8 to round up. 8 and 5/10 would round to 9 for the nearest whole. And then we can do 50 times 9 equals 450. And for our choices for an answer, should have had those written down, but our choices are 3,884 and 5/10, or 388 and 45 hundredths. And based on our rounding, our estimate of 450, we can see that the closest we can get to that is 388 and 45 hundredths. So again, we can use our we can use estimates to help us determine where we need to place the decimals in our answers. And for our practice problems, they gave us some division. So 2,647 divided by 36. So remember, we start by dividing, and I'm actually going to restart the division. After that, we're going to multiply. Then we subtract, Our next step is to compare. Then we bring down, and our last step is repeat or remainder. So let's go ahead and work through our division here. How many groups of 36 can I get from 2? Can't get any. So now I'm going to look at 26. I can't get any groups of 36 from 26. So now I have to go out to 264. Now in my head, I'm going to think about this as being close to 40. And I'm going to look at the tens place. So how many groups of 4 can I get from 26? And that's about 6. So I'm going to try 36 times 6 off here to the side. 36, or excuse me, 6 times 6 is 36. 3 times 6 is 18 plus 3 is 21. So that's 216. And I think I can do another one, another 36. So I'm going to try 36 times 7. 6 times 7 is 42. 3 times 7 is 21 plus 4 is 25. So 252 is less than 264. So that will work. So that means that there are 7 groups of 36 and 264. Now I'm going to take this 7 and multiply it by the 36. And we already have our answer here. So 7 times 36 is 252. Then we subtract. 4 subtract 2 is 2. 6 subtract 5 is 1. 2 subtract 2 is 0. So next step is to compare. Our 12 is less than 36. So then I bring down this 7. And now I'm going to think about 127 divided by 36. And none of my previous ones work. So I'm going to think about this 4 again, and how many groups of 4 can I get from 12? So that's 3. So let's try 36 times 3 this time through. 6 times 3 is 18. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. So 108 is the closest I can get to 127 without going over. So there are 3 groups of 36 and 127. That's our dividing. So now we multiply. The 3 times 36 is 108. Our next step is to subtract. 7 subtract 8. Can't do that, so we're going to borrow from the 2. 17 subtract 8 is 9. 1 subtract 0 is 1. So we compare. 19 is less than 36. There's nothing else to bring down, so our remainder is 19. So 2,647 divided by 36 equals 73, remainder 19. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure if you have any questions to ask your teachers. And our next video is going to be lesson 6.9, which, let me look here, is multiplying decimals. So have a great day.